Hello everyone, I'm Ashita Anil. I'm an editor at the Fifth Estate, and today we'll be interviewing Mr. Atul Kumar Pandey, an aspiring candidate for the position of Students General Secretary. So the format is as follows: you will have one general question and 4 questions on your manifesto. So we'll begin with the first question. You have mentioned multiple new initiatives on mental health and student wellness. How do you envision the future of the students of IIT Madras after all your plans have been implemented?
To answer this question, basically, I have 2 sections in my manifesto, one catering to the community building and one catering for the student wellness. So what I feel is having more and more discussion about these aspects, or let's say discussion about the stigma, which people are considering as a stigma, will be one of the first, motive, or let's say the initiative which I have planned, the motive to tackle those issues or tackle those stigma, where initiative for I have planned initiative for breaking stigma, and some of the initiatives I have planned for tapping the student cases which which are caused of various issues related with academics and any other thing which is happening around campus, and more often discussion, open form discussion about these issues, which is something which I am looking in my tenure, where we can have more discussion about these issues, more discussion about the cases or tapping cases, and then more participation of people in the policy making, where more sustainable way of tackling to these issues and cases.
Next question. Regarding the DOST-E platform, given that it's very hard to hire people for Webops and design roles, what is your plan to build this platform within your tenure? How would the data be collected for all the PORs, and how would it be integrated into the system just within a year?
So first of all, answering to the first part, that regarding the DOST-E platform, basically the framework is already ready. We have built school competition hosted by the TechSoc. So there was a team where some of my friends participated, and that is the framework which they designed in a semester. And the data and about the PORs and all other things which we want to incorporate in that system, that we can take from the rule book, or we can take assistance from the other secretaries which are there in other spheres, or teams which are there in the other spheres, and taking that into consideration and integrating that part in the AI system or the framework. That is something which I am planning to do in this DOST-E, which could be benefit for the people, or especially for the freshies.
Next question. The new GN course that you plan to introduce, which is to enable students professional communication, is already kind of a compulsory course for all institute students as HS 3050 professional ethics. What is the need for this new and additional course?
So first of all, that is not a professional ethics course. Basically, this will be a communication based course. So the people who are sitting for the placements and internship, focusing to those people who needs help in improving their communication part or communication skill. That is an art which someone has to prove when he or she is sitting for the internship or the placement. And it's more planned in a way where students can get an opportunity to learn about this skill or this art of speaking in public, speaking in group, or speaking in front of some professional or some HR or someone from the corporate.
Next question. Speaking about your women's representative point for SATI, the usual allocation is a girl mentor to a group of girl mentees, and in larger departments we have 2 reps, of which one is compulsorily a girl. So what is the purpose of this new additional role when the current situation does not call for one?
Basically, I'll start with the purpose or the work of SATI. So SATI is a proactive team whose work is to go and identify the cases related to the mental well-being, or cases, the grassroots level problems of the students around campus. So the mentor-mentee part that is done for the freshies, that is only 10 or 15% of SATI's work. So for tapping to the women-related issues, or let's say for catering to the women-related issues related to the mental well-being, or related to any in general problem with with the female students around campus, they can come up to SATI and they can involve and take participation in the discussions around campus. Or let's say with the women's rep, we can also encourage students or the female students to let them participate in the events which we'll be organizing with the SATI to deal with these cases or deal with the problems around the campus. So this is something which I am planning to do with the women's rep inside the team SATI.
So now we'll move on to your final question. This is regarding the Freshie Immersion Program. So almost all the spheres, including SATI, which comes directly under you, already have their 1 to 2 day fresher program set. So, what do you additionally want to do that is very different from the already existing scenario?
So all the events, or let's say all the, the immersion programs of every other fair, that takes time. So in that case, Sati has an advantage over every other fair because they are the first who are allowed to go and interact or get an exposure of the freshies into. So taking in the very first week, if you think like a freshie, in the very first week, if we are giving you an opportunity or an exposure to feel like or experience every other clubs or every other activity which are conducted by clubs around campus, and there's also possibility to collaborate in between let's say the events which we are planning, or that can also gives a platform to collaborate in events, or in further also the freshies, they can have more all-round exposure of every other fair in the very first week when they are inside the campus. That is something which I am planning to do with the 4-day program of Aram, Uday, Udghosh and Vilay, where in the very first 4 days of their beginning of campus life, they can get this all-round exposure of every other fair or every other club around campus.
With this, we come to the end of the interview. Thank you and all the best.